A very good morning, class 8. Today I will explain chapter number 3, Mineral and Power Resources. What do you understand by mineral? Yes, mineral are one of the most important resource of a country. It constitute rock and ores. They are natural chemical compound uniform in composition and structure. Mainly it is found embedded in rock and take millions of years to form. Approximately 2000 minerals have been identified so far. They have specific chemical composition. Their color and hardness came into the class of physical property, like coal is in black color and quartz may be red, pink and purple and black in color. Similarly, minerals may be soft like tin and hard like diamond. Their solubility comes into the class of chemical property. For example, salt is soluble and quartz is insoluble. India is rich in some of the basic minerals. The growth of our modern industries rests largely on these minerals. Now going to explain the characteristics of minerals. Minerals have the following characteristics. Minerals are found in nature. A natural diamond is a mineral, but a synthetic diamond is not. Minerals are unevenly distributed over the earth's surface. Minerals are mixed up with a large variety of impurities. Minerals are made up of substances that were never alive. Minerals have same chemical makeup wherever they found. There are some types of mineral. Generally, each mineral contains two or more simple substances known as elements. The whole of the earth is made of these elements. There are about 2000 different minerals found in the earth, out of which only 12 are common. These 12 minerals are called the rock formers. These common minerals are formed of 8 most abundant elements in nature. Out of these, silicate, carbonate and oxides make up a large group of them. Almost 87% of the minerals found on the earth crust are silicates. On the basis of physical and chemical properties, use and origin, minerals are classified into two groups, biotic and abiotic. Do you know that what is biotic minerals? Biotic minerals are also known as organic minerals. Coal and petroleum are example of such minerals. An abiotic minerals, manganese, iron, copper, etc. are abiotic minerals. They are also known as inorganic mineral. Depending upon the presence of mineral in them, inorganic minerals are further classified into metallic and non-metallic. Metallic minerals, from which metals such as iron, silver, copper, gold, etc. are extracted, are called metallic minerals. They are found in nature as ore. An ore is any material that can be mined as a profit. For example, bauxite is an core from which the metal aluminum is extracted. And metallic minerals are further subdivided into ferrous and non-ferrous. Ferrous means those which contain iron, and non-ferrous those which contain minerals other than iron. Example of some commonly found ferrous minerals are iron ore, manganese ore, nickel, cobalt, etc. Gold, silver, magnesium, tin, bauxite, etc. are example of some non-ferrous metal. Now come to the point, non-metallic mineral. Non-metallic minerals do not have a metal in them. They include nitrate, sulfur, potash, salt and coal. Extraction of minerals. Minerals are found in the form of ores under the surface of the earth. They are located deep below the earth on which we live. The process of extraction of commercially valuable minerals from the mineral ore is called mining. Yes, mining is done in those areas where minerals ore occur, जहाँ पे पाया जाता है मिनरल ओर. Rock containing minerals are extracted from the deep level of the earth. They are called ores. The ores are crushed and mixed with various chemicals. Then they are separated by using various methods. The process of separating of metals from their ores by the use of heat is called smelting. That process is called smelting. Okay. There are many methods of mining. Each method is based on where and how a mineral deposit is found in the earth. When the ore is near the surface of the earth, it may be extracted by cast mining. This is called squaring. When mineral ore are located at a shallow depth, they can be taken out by removing the surface layer. This is called open pit or open cast mining. Some mineral deposits occur at great depth. A shaft has tube dug to reach the minerals. Such a mine is called a shaft mine. A shaft mine has many underground chambers. The miner uses lift to reach these chambers. Deep wells are dug to extract oil and natural gas. The process of digging wells and extracting mineral oil is known as drilling. World distribution of mineral. The world distribution of mineral is highly uneven because of different in geological formation. Asia continent produces more than half of the world's tin. The leading producers are China, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines and Indonesia. Asia also has rich commercial deposit of manganese. Europe possesses a large variety of minerals. It is the leading producer of iron ore and the deposits are distributed throughout the continent. The main producers are Ukraine, Russia, Spain, Germany, France, Sweden and UK. North America has rich deposit of minerals in three zones: Canadian Shield region, the Great Lakes region and the Appalachian region. The Canadian Shield region has vast deposit of iron ore, gold, nickel, uranium and copper. Iron ore is found around the Great Lakes region. British Columbia in Canada has large deposit of lead and zinc. Mexico is the largest producer of silver in the world. The Western Mountains have rich deposit of copper, lead, zinc, gold and silver. Same as it is, gold, silver, zinc, manganese are found in South America. Gold, diamond, platinum, cobalt and chromium are found in Africa. And same as it is, bauxite in the world and leading producer of copper, lead, zinc and manganese are found in Australia. Now come to the point, mineral resource in India. The distribution of mineral resource in India is highly uneven. Chota Nagpur Plateau and its surrounding areas have one of the largest concentration of mineral deposit in the world. The distribution of important metallic and non-metallic is given in the table in your book. Iron, it is the world's cheapest and most useful metal of all. It is not found in pure form. It is separated from iron ore in big factories to produce iron and steel. The impure iron ore is melted in big blast furnaces filled with coke and limestone. The molten material is then run off into molds or pigs, which is the main raw material for iron and steel. Today, the production of iron and steel is one of the world's most vital industries. Throughout the world, millions of people are working in iron and steel industries. Iron is used for making machine tools, knives, bridges, railway lines, coaches, engines, etc. Countries like Kazakhstan, the USA, Russia, Ukraine, India, China, Venezuela and Brazil are rich iron ore reserve. Russia is one of the chief producer of iron ore in the world. Iron makes up for about 95% of all metal consumed worldwide. Copper. It was the first metal used widely. It is a very soft metal and used in making utensils, electrical instruments and tools. Because of its high conductivity, it is widely used in electrical industries for transmission of electricity and for making other electrical appliances. Copper is widely used in electrical industries of transmission of electricity and for making other electrical appliances. Bauxite, it is the ore from which aluminum is extracted. Minerals like bauxite used for making aluminum is in great demand for making engines and bodies of automobiles and aeroplane, because bauxite is also used in bottle industries and kitchen utensils. Manganese, mica, tin are also some of the mineral resources which are used for some purpose also, same as gold and diamond. It is used for making jewelry. Energy or power resources. Availability of energy is a prerequisite of modern economic activities. It is one of the most important need for development and growth of a country. Availability of energy. We need energy to run machine in the industries. We also need energy for our transport system. Most of the health and other utility services, domestic lighting and heating are also need energy. There are three basic ways to obtain energy. They are: first, direct heating such as by fire, the sun and natural hot springs. Second, electricity which is obtained by burning fossil fuels. And third, stored energy as in the battery. Conventional source of energy. Firewood and fossil fuels such as coal, petroleum and natural gas are the main source of conventional energy. They have been in use for a long time. Coal is a major source of power and industrial fuel of great importance. It is also the main source of power generation in our country. It meets about 67% of the country's power requirement. Types of coal. Generally, there are 4 types of coal found in the earth. They are anthracite, lignite, peat, bituminous. What is a coal mine? A country has a coal reserve of about 2,14,000 million tons. Presently, the annual production of coal and lignite is around 330 million tons, and it provides employment to about 7 lakh person. About 75% of the coal deposits are found in the Damodar Valley. Major coal fields are located in Raniganj and Jharia. The coal produced here supports major iron and steel industries of Bokaro, Jamshedpur and Durgapur. There are so many points related to this field like petroleum, natural gas, mineral resources found from the earth. Alternative source of energy. Some of our hydroelectricity or hydel power, nuclear energy, non-conventional source, solar energy, wind energy and geothermal energy. Hydroelectricity or hydel power. Then this energy of falling water was harnessed to run water wheels to perform many jobs. Most of the water plant projects require a dam. India has also built many dams like Bhakra Nagal, Hirakund for producing hydroelectricity. Nuclear energy. Nuclear power is obtained by altering the structure of atoms. When such an alteration is made, energy is released in the form of heat. This heat is called nuclear energy. Is used to generate electricity. Non-conventional source. The non-conventional source of energy are gaining importance with increase in the demand for energy and vast depletion of conventional energy source. This energy is abundant, renewable, pollution-free and eco-friendly. It can be more easily supplied to rural, urban and remote areas. Thus, it is called energy of the future. Solar energy. The sun is the most abundant and inexhaustible source of energy. It has huge potential in many countries. Solar energy is used for cooking and heating purpose. Wind energy. The power of blowing wind can be utilized for grinding grains, for pumping water, for irrigating farms, and for generating electricity. But wind power is commercially feasible only in those areas where there is a strong wind. The Pacific Northwest coastal areas, Southern California in North America, these are some of the countries. And the state of Gujarat, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra in India have better potential for energy wind. Now come to the point, and this is the last point, geothermal energy. The interior of the earth is an extremely hot mass of molten material. The heat escapes through volcanic eruption, geysers and hot springs. The heat within the earth is called geothermal energy. It can be used for processing of forest and farm products, for heating homes and for generating electricity. Various countries like Japan, Italy and Philippines have developed geothermal power plants. Thank you so much, class 8. Hope you all have understood this chapter. Try to read this chapter deeply from your book so that you can easily understood. And please like, share and subscribe this video and press bell icon. Thank you.